Yeah, I thought I need to document my rough-in wiring for my own records as my schematic for the house. What I'm doing when one of the things I'm doing when the tire wall's too wet is I'm remodeling my office. So I got the rough-in wiring done. I wanted to get that on video before I finished putting in the insulation and covering stuff up. So start down here with the source coming up through the sill into this that'll be an outlet box, pigtailed. You can see I have them labeled there. We got the one going to the desk area, then to the ceiling light and another outlet on the other side of the room, and then this is my source coming up. So the desk is what's running this way. You can see there'll be a pigtailed outlet there, and across up to this double gang box. We got this sourced, oops, a little dark. We got the source coming up from down below into the box from the bottom side. This one isn't labeled, but this is there'll be a dimmer switch and an outlet box pigtailed in there. This dimmer switch, that wire is coming up through the header there, up behind that insulation I've already got in, and across, and you can see two recessed can lights that are already wired. I got those boxes wired there to feed two lights. This will be above the main work area. I'll be doing built-ins everywhere in this room, and this area here below that light switch will be the main work area, desk area. So those lights will have in those brown boxes there gimbaled cover plates for LEDs, so I can direct the light and dim it for however bright I want it over that main work area. The other run from the source from this outlet box, junction box, to the ceiling light will then bring the source of electricity up into this switch box. This will be a three-way switch with that switch box over there. The trouble is I wanted to run another outlet run from at the end of this run. So I didn't have 4-wire 12 gauge. This is all 12-2. So and I have a big spool of that over there, you can see on the floor. So instead of buying 12-4, I'm just using 2 runs of 12-2. So so I can pigtail off the end of it with the blue wire. This will be the ones that I put the blue masking tape on all the way across there. You can see this will be the ceiling light, another ceiling light. You can see there's the box I don't have installed yet. But so the blue, the ones with the blue masking tape on the runs will be the 4-wire, would be like the blue and red wire, and then the ones without the masking tape would be the black and white, hot and neutral. So that I have a 4-wire run, so that I can continue to run without being switched. I don't want that outlet switched. I want it hot all the time. So I needed a 4-wire run. So I just did it that way. Saved me from having to buy 4-wire. That's why I put the blue tape on there, and I'll have everything labeled really clearly for anybody who opens up those boxes. They'll know what, if they have any electrical sense, they'll know what's going on. So anyway, we can see that goes up by the door, up through the header, across, and then straight, well, kind of at an angle. There's a little bit of an angle there to cut off some of the wire. So one On the third joist in, ceiling joist in, is where we have the run down, and then down the king stud to the left of the door going to the entryway for that wire, and the king stud there, which really isn't a king stud because there's a header all the way across that doorway, but what would be the king stud down there. And then I have to run that. That's going to be on a separate circuit. I'm going to run that down through that header right there in that gap next to that king stud there on the door. That's for the entryway and part of the living room. So that'll go and tie in through that sill plate there down into the basement to tie into the circuit for that other room. So that I got to do yet, but I won't videotape that. I'll probably wait until I have drywall, but just so you know, that's going to come down but in that gap next to the king stud, next to the door, next to that HVAC duct. So when you see that down the basement, you'll know where that's coming from. Anyway, so that's the roughed in wiring for the office.